Hey, what's up, guys? It's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm here with
Trey.
And you got first place today with your TEARLAMENT ISHIZU deck, dude. That's so cool. You got any shout-outs, dude?
Shout out to Team Shank, team I play for, as always. Shout out to Dark Arm for being at locals and supplying us with cards.
Oh, yeah.
And then shout out to our shop and the owner for letting us play.
Oh, yeah. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys, and definitely hit that bell on there so you can come for our notifications squad and check out the Patreon down in the description below. And we're going to get straight on into this.
Right.
And congratulations on getting first place, dude.
Thank you. So the deck has changed since the last profile I did on it. I think that was like the second week the deck had been out, which was, you know, experimenting and the ISHIZU stuff wasn't out. But I really like this version now. I am on 2 King of the Swamp, essentially 2 more copies of Rhino and Kit Kalos, so you can make Rulu Kalos with it. And then I do play 1 Poly, and you can recycle the Poly with your ISHIZU cards. 2 Rhino. 3's kind of bricky, because your Merly is actually one of your better normal summons now. Between Merly and Scream, you really dig through the deck and hit your ISHIZU cards. So having 2 Rhino is just right, because if you banish the first one, you still want the second one to have. But you don't want to see him too often.
And with the Kings of the Swamp, you pretty much have 4 in the deck.
3 Sharon, 3 Havanus, 3 Merly. Normal ratios. A lot of times siding, I will side out a second Merly if I'm going second. Or a third Merly if I'm going second. Because you usually get to it going second, and then going second, I also like to search it off kit instead of searching with the spell traps most of the time. That's it for the tier names. 3 of both the shufflers. This card literally says no graveyard. I know Flu players have been cutting Stree sometimes because they're tired of these cards.
Yeah, I actually playing my Fluwanderies, I actually considered cutting it out because of these cards.
And Called By has gone down in play extremely, thank you.
Oh yeah, it has. I rarely play it.
These probably just need to be at 1 on the next list. 3 Kelbeck, 1 Agito. So I don't want to max out on the names anymore since Orange Light is now at 1. But I still like to have the 1 Agito for the extra mill 5. But Kelbeck actually has a hand effect that comes up a lot, where you can summon him if a card is milled from your opponent or they discard a card, and bounce one of their special summon monsters. Whereas Agito's is just special one of the other Earth Fairies.
I got you. And that mill 5 on those is just ridiculous.
1 Diviner. Most of the time this is sending Agito as your 1 copy. But it becomes level 6. It's a tuner. It sends one of your mill 5s. It can become level 4 if you send Orange Light. But it lets you make your Baron. It lets you make your Sync 6s. And then you can summon it off Elf repeatedly. I thought about cutting it, but in the end, it's still just a nice normal summon. Saki, 1 of Orange Light. Because you still open it sometimes, and it still just ends the game sometimes by either pitching one of your shuffle 3s or mill 5. You get too much advantage off of negating and plussing. Small bestial package, just the 2-3 or 2-1 package of Magnamut and Druid Swarm.
See, I play this ratio in a lot of different decks too, where I just play 2 and 1 and a lot of stuff, because I feel like it's the perfect amount, because you're just playing 3 hand trap kind of monsters, so you don't break on them. I really like that, the 2-1.
A while back I was playing the 2-2-2. But then people at locals just started playing stuff that didn't care. Like they weren't dark or light, so you couldn't use the bestial. So I was like, I'll cut it back down to 3. Because sometimes I do banish my own tier to get a crime target. 1 Felix, the Lightsworn Archer. This card was insane today. It is the first day I was playing it, but every time it came off the top, it was ridiculous. Because it's a level 4 tuner. for those that don't know, if it's milled, it specials itself.
Yeah.
If it's milled by a monster effect. So you do have to keep track of if it was milled by Scream, which didn't happen for me at all today. But it just summons itself. It's a level 4 tuner, and then it has an on-field effect to tribute itself, target a monster to destroy it, and then mill 3.
That's really good because then you can mill more of your Tearlament names.
Mm-hmm. So going second, for example, my flu opponent went impin pass, and I was able to end on an archer.
Mm-hmm.
And at start of the turn, I just went archer, target impin, and milled 3.
And it's gone. And then you get all those fusion plays because you're milling so much stuff.
It helps make Barone. It's another level 4 for your XE plays. It was just really nice.
Oh, yeah, because it can make it with the Bestials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bestials are Garuda. 3 field spell. Technically 4, because we do play Terraforming. This card is... Honestly, I think this is the only card that should be hit to 1 in tier.
Mm-hmm.
Hovness probably can go to 2, but everything else should just be left alone, really. And you take care of the ISHIZU cards. Because the ISHIZU is what's really giving the deck power. 2 Scream.
2 Scream.
I like to have 1 on field a lot of the times, and then I like to mill the second one.
I got you.
Playing 2 of it also lets me hit it more, so I usually end on both traps.
Mm-hmm.
Going second, I do side 1 out, or if I don't think the opponent is going to play into this as much, like their board is still big enough to get over me, I will side out the second one. I wouldn't play it at 3 ever. Terraforming, Instant Fusion, Heartbeat, and Poly. 1 of spells. This is just 4th field spell. This is an instant win. This outs random back rows, and I like to add the crime back off of it. And King of the Swamp target. Like I said, you can keep putting this back if you draw into King of the Swamp with your ISHIZU cards.
I really like Heartbeat in my build too. Heartbeat's really nice. It's a little underrated to me.
And then I am on 1 crime, 1 Soliac.
Mm-hmm.
I've cut the Soliac to 2 for the Felix. I don't know. Sometimes I did want the second one because I do like milling the first one to get the search. And then crime is just for Dark Ruler, evenly matched. I negated Dimensional Fissure today because that card's dumb. But a lot of times after I use my crime, I'll go to Kit, and then Kit will send Heartbeat, and Heartbeat will just add crime back again. That's it for the main deck. 40 cards.
That's pretty solid, dude. I like your tech, the Lightsworn in there. That's really cool.
Everybody I milled it on was like, wait a minute. I was like, yeah. I just like the Felix. Could try 1 Scream and 2 Soliac. Because I do think the monster ad is more beneficial.
Yeah.
But besides that, 40 cards, really like the ratios right now.
I got you.
Extra deck, decently standard for right now. 1 Kit, 1 Rulu, your bread and butters, 1 Kaleido. Don't make them as much anymore. Just because Rulu, Kit, you can play Kit control all day.
Yeah, I haven't seen you make Rule Kalos in a while.
Mud Dragon, card's still busted in the mirror match. Against Old Lich, I make it a lot because the targeting protection's just dumb. Garuda to help with our sync 10s and our rank 6s and to draw a card. And sometimes just hit for 4k. Stapelia, because it's still Draco Stapelia, still a negate. And even though it doesn't come up as much, you will just want this sometimes. We are playing Grapha, Dragon Overlord.
There you go.
This is why we put King of the Swamp back in, but you can also go to Rulu and Kaleido endless. So King of the Swamp's super flexible now. For those that don't know, it is when your opponent activates a monster, or if they activate a normal spell trap card, you can change the opponent's effect to you, the player, discards a card. So it lets you negate something and trigger your TEARLAMENTs in hand, trigger your extra ISHIZU cards in hand. I think I made this every match today.
It's such a good boss in this deck.
Yeah,
it's just so good.
With the field spell, it becomes 37.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's huge, and it's almost a negate, but it's also an extender. Like, it's just so good.
The only thing is it doesn't destroy.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because most time you play around that and use it on stuff that's not going to stick on the field or in the hand. We have our links in Elf, Sprint, because we're a Sprite deck. Dark to help make Elf and Sprint. Closed World just for... Sometimes there's just a big idiot on board and you have to link it off because there's no other way to get around it.
Full Armor Master says hello.
Yeah. Baguska for when we get shifted. And then they activate Fissure anyways and we still cry. Dweller to ruin the mirror match. And the rank 6 I chose to play is Wallow.
Really?
I never remember his name. Drudge Dragons. So it can take 2+ level 6s. He is a quick effect. You detach 1, target a card in a grave and shuffle it to deck, or you can detach 2, target a card in either grave or in your opponent's grave. And you can either special it to your field, or if it's not a monster, you can set it to your spell trap zone.
That's pretty good.
So a lot of times I'll still like Terraformings, Triple Ts.
Yeah.
I think I've taken Super Poly a couple times.
That's pretty good, especially since you have the copies of the Garura and the Mud Dragon and even Dragostapalia.
And then this is Barone. I borrowed Barone today. If you don't have Barone, I was playing Cowboy beforehand, or you can play Sword Soul Shinging and trigger him with your ISHIZU shuffles. And he's fine. He just plays into Super Polymorph because he is a water monster.
Yeah.
That's it for the extra. The extra is really tight right now. For our side deck, we're playing Time Rules. No D-Shifter, please. Super Poly.
Board Breaker. Oh, yeah.
I honestly don't like Super Poly right now.
I haven't been playing it in very many decks either. I totally get that.
It did win me one game today against Exo Sister because they go Martha and you just Super Poly to Garua. But other than that, it's kind of lackluster right now. No Floodgate, please.
No Macro, no D-Fissure.
We can beat any Floodgate except for Macro and Fissure. I like Twister because they can discard the ISHIZU middle lives.
You can because it'll touch the grave.
Cowboy.
For game.
Yeah. I did do it once today to a team member.
Oh, man.
I don't like doing it, but time rules are dumb. And sometimes your games do go long. But
I can't tell you how many times at locals I go into time.
Yeah, against...
You guys have seen it in the live duels. It happens.
Against him, I had Cowboy and I had a Spooky Dogwood.
Oh, you're winning.
In hand.
Oh, yeah, you're winning. See, Spooky Dogwood's weird to me because it almost feels kind of like Maxi because your opponent has to stop. They have to stop if it's game 3. It's like game 3 Maxi.
Pretty much. You just chain it to like starter or something.
Yeah.
For the Cowboy play, I like to try to get to Mud Dragon and change Mud Dragon to Earth.
Yeah.
But if you can't, you just have to fire.
That's pretty cool. So thank you so much, Trey, for that one. And congratulations again on your first place, dude. That's really cool that you got first place with the deck. And guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell in there so you can come for our notification squad. And we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.